Orchestra Fall Concert! My name is Mrs. Grant, I'm the orchestra teacher here with Mrs. Clark. We've had so much fun integrating our 7th graders over here to Liberty. Most of them didn't get lost the first couple of days of school. We're very proud of them. They're doing a great job over here. Our 8th graders have stepped up to be amazing leaders. I'm going to say it now. You guys know I love my job. I don't work a day in my life because I get to work with phenomenal musicians. But I did feel the need today to just start our concert series with a story. A couple of years ago, Mrs. Clark and I were doing our demonstration for the 4th graders. Hey, join band and orchestra. It's so much fun. We're showing off all the instruments. And we always do high sounding instruments, medium sounding instruments, low sounding instruments. I got done with cello and passed it over to Mrs. Clark so she could demonstrate her next low instrument, which was baritone. And I had to stop that. She said, I'll just go get the other one. Leaving me with the entire 4th grade class of Nelson Ridge and one instrument to show off. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get a 7 basis army. So, you're gonna kick off. I didn't stick with that on purpose, it's fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up not just for the 7 Bases Army, but for the Liberty Junior High Orchestra. Notice on the way in that we ran out of programs. Sorry about that. You know, we estimate. But that first piece was called Double Trouble. It's one of my longtime favorites. We had a lot of fun with that one. This next one was actually a request of the 8th graders. We worked on it a little bit last year. It was never really the right time to play it. You know, sometimes we play something that's a great piece, but it doesn't work at the moment. And so the 8th graders kind of fell in love with it last year and were sad that they didn't get a chance to play it. So I told them we'd bring it back this year. So our next piece is called Misty Cavern. Again, just thank you so much for sharing these incredible musicians with me. They work so hard. It is an absolute joy to start my day with them every day. So our last piece over here is a favorite of mine, and I hope they like it too. I don't care. It's one of my favorites, and they play it really well, so it's fine. So this piece is called Deep Sea Fandango. I think you'll probably recognize what it's based on. So please enjoy Deep Sea Fandango.
Good evening, everyone. It is so great to see you all out here today. Before the band plays, Mrs. Duran and I would like to take a moment and recognize the students that were selected for the Illinois Music Education Association District 1 Junior Honor Band, Chorus, and Orchestra. And these students went above and beyond and prepared extra music for a very long time, very difficult music. They spent many hours recording themselves, trying to get the best video recording they possibly could, and then we sent it in to some judges that were hired by the organization, and we just found out yesterday afternoon that Liberty has 6 students that were selected for the festival. So we're super excited. We want to congratulate all the students that auditioned because it is not an easy task undertaking the audition of that magnitude. So there's a lot of students that auditioned and did a really fantastic job. We were lucky to have 6 students that were selected. And when we call your name, yes, come on up and bring your instruments because we're going to get a photo taken of all of you. So for the band, in percussion, we have Dom Casey. Come on up, Dom. Also in percussion, Blake Mulligan. For French horn, Jane Pearson. For trombone, Logan Disney.
So she happens to be an orchestra student as well, but she will be representing the ILVA chorus. That is Margie Hess. And then representing Liberty in the ILVA Orchestra on the bass, shockingly, Elena DeVore. Excellent. Let's go another round.
These students will be representing Liberty in an all-day festival on November 22nd. It's out at Unity Junior High in Cicero, Illinois. They work with students from a lot of different schools. They form a giant orchestra, a giant choir, a giant band. They work with a guest conductor with a bunch of students that they have never played with before, as well as a guest conductor that they've never worked with before. And then they put on a concert at the end of the day. So it's a really special experience, and we're very proud of our students that auditioned and were selected. And if your child didn't try it for it this year, they definitely have the opportunity to do it next year as an 8th grader, or they also have this festival for the high schoolers also. So if you have an 8th grade student, they can also try for it when they're in high school. Great. Before we do the band portion, we're going to just do a little quick warm-up for 1 second, and we'll be with you in just 1 moment. Our first piece for you is a march by John Philip Sousa. He's a super famous composer of a lot of marches, and it's always very fun for a band to play a march. The band, this is actually their 3rd performance of the year already. So the beginning of the year was like super fast and furious. We performed at the Frankfurt Fall Fest Parade, and we performed at a Lincoln Way football game, and those experiences were awesome, and they did an incredible job. So we're super excited to play our very first concert for you, though. This is a great piece. It taught a lot of new things, a couple new key signatures, a new time signature. It's a little bit of a stretch piece for us, but they've really come through. I think they kind of looked at me like I had about 10 heads when I passed it out in mid-September, but they really worked super hard on this one. I'm very proud of them. So this is the band playing an arrangement of the Washington Post March. Okay, I am super happy with how hard they worked on that piece. They've come such a long way, and if you heard it the first time we played it, you'd be even more amazed. They did an amazing job. Our next piece is something entirely different. It is a really beautiful slow piece called Let Evening Come, also by a very famous band music composer named Robert Sheldon. This piece is inspired by the poetry of the late New Hampshire poet named Jane Kenyon. And one of the lines in the poem is, "Let it come as it will, and don't be afraid, for you will not be left comfortless, so let evening come." We will be playing Let Evening Come. And while we're set for our last piece is called Chant in Tribal Dance. Maybe a lot of those favorites. It's a super fun one, a couple different styles, lots of percussion, lots of excitement in this one. But while we're getting set up in the percussion, just want to also echo what Mrs. Duran said at the start of the concert, that just love working with these students. They work so hard each and every day. It is an awesome start to every single day. They just are always working, always trying, always working to try to improve upon the music, and just couldn't ask for anything more from them. In your program, if you got a program, you can also email it out if you didn't get one, but we do have some upcoming performances in November with the 5th and 6th graders. Our jazz band and Allegro Ensemble will be also performing, and then make sure you mark your calendars for our holiday concert in December. It's always a favorite. So also out on the, this is where, okay, on the table, did you say this already? Okay, out on the table, the Music Boosters have started a poinsettia fundraiser, and so if you are interested in purchasing some poinsettias, the order form is out there. We'll also email it out, but if you want to grab one of those, if you haven't grabbed one already, please grab one. We use the poinsettias to decorate the gym for the holiday concert, and then you can take them home with you after the concert. So that's out there if you didn't see it when you came in. So thank you so much again for being here today. We really appreciate your support. Mrs. Duran and I could not do this without all of you with your love and support from home and encouragement and everything that you provide these students. We really, really appreciate it. And we're going to close out the concert with Chant and Tribal Dance. Woo! Thank you once again. If you could please let our musicians exit the gym first so they can secure their instruments and make sure they're ready to go for our next rehearsal, we would really appreciate it. Thank you once again.